That never gets old. Okay, welcome back to Scrolly Telling. My name is Kundai, and I think I always forget to introduce myself, guys. I am called Kundai, and I am the host of this show. And behind the screen, we have
M.
And today's episode is another reality TV show debrief. I think I have found myself in this rabbit hole of reality TV shows that I think are extremely unhinged. And I think I'm a little glad that some of them do not have follow-up seasons or even follow-up episodes. Last week, we dove into Who's Your Daddy? And for some reason, it seems like I'm continuing down this rabbit hole of parental reality TV shows. And today I am bringing you something that is even way more, dare I say, upsetting or cringeworthy. It just is not a good look. Nothing about this show resonated with me. Nothing about it screamed, hey, you should have actually made this into a show. I think whoever pitched this should have stopped at the pitch deck. This should not have been made into anything. It should have not graced the internet, but hey, here we are, and I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to tell you guys all about it because I had to watch it. So today we're going to be discussing Milf Manor. I think this aired on TLC, and it's unfortunately got 2 seasons. So let's get into it. Okay, so the premise of this show, without giving too much away, is about a group of women who are MILFs. And if you don't know what MILF stands for, it stands for Mother I Would Like to Have a Very Intimate Relationship With. But anyways, Mother I'd Like to Beep. And it's about a group of women who come into this villa in Mexico. The setting is beautiful. This beautiful villa. The beach is beautiful. The sun is sunning. The outside is nice and blue, unlike what I am currently experiencing where I live, where it's been so rainy. But anyways, these women are gorgeous. They all come in. Essentially, this is a dating show. They're all looking for love. 8 MILFs who are looking to date younger men. And let's get into it. Okay. So the first thing we see as the show begins is the contestants walking in. Mind you, I don't really know if I should describe them as contestants or the participants because I don't think there's a prize at the end of the show. So let's go with participants. The first woman we have is called April J. She looks like she likes the finer things in life. She looks very well put together. Mind you, all the women are very, very beautiful. I think they're all very attractive. They're all in the age ranges are like 40 to 60. And April is 59 years old. She describes herself as a vintage rare find. She lives in Studio City, California, and has 3 sons. She says the most unhinged thing I could have ever heard a mom say on this show. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm saying, okay, the show is about moms, and personally, I wouldn't want to hear my mom say this on live TV, so I think it's extremely unhinged. She goes on to say, I don't think any of my sons realize that I have an extremely high libido. And I was like, ma'am, slow down. Why would she put her sons in this mix in this sentence? I think she kind of...
Why should her sons know that, though? That's weird.
What kind of family conversation is this? We're just sitting at dinner and it's like, oh, by the way, kids, you wouldn't know this about mommy, but I have a very high sex drive. And then all the kids like laugh and clap like, yay, mom. I don't know, but she's got 3 sons. And I don't want to give away the premise of the show because if I say this, then like you'll automatically know what the show is about. But just keep this sentence in mind. Okay, we'll come back to it later, hopefully, if I don't forget. So she was married young and then she got divorced. And now she's on the show because she hopes that she can find love. And while I was watching this, I didn't really hear the rest of what she had to say because I still was not over that libido comment. Anyways, that's April. I'm going to put everyone's pictures up. So hopefully by now you've already seen what April looks like. Gorgeous blonde hair. And then the second woman to come in is Paula. and she is 48 years old. Paula is gorgeous. Like, she is originally from New Mexico. She unfortunately lost her husband when she was 23 to an accident. I think it was a car accident. And now she's, she's lived her life. She's worked. She's raised her kids. And now she's looking for love. She's got 2 kids. I think a boy and a girl, if I'm not mistaken. And she's open to finding true love. Like, she's like, hey, if someone wants to put a ring on it, I am very much into it. Mind you, they are MILFs and they're dating very much so in the younger category. I think most of the men who come on the show are between 20 and 28. I think the oldest was 28. Don't quote me on that. So that's Paula. Next is So Young. So Young has always dated younger. She says, 10 years at least. Age difference. She's 50 years old. She's from South Korea and she moved to the US when she was 19. And she says, I'm a fire love and I have to have fire love to have sex. If she doesn't have fire love, she can have coitus, but she can't kiss because that's disgusting. So she can do, but she can't kiss you because she draws the line at mouth to mouth. Because that's the most intimate thing.
Except it's only when it's fire love.
Oh no, when it's fire love, she can kiss. Yeah. Only when it's fire love. But for the coitus part, it doesn't matter. Fire love, water love, air love, earth love,
What does fire love mean?
I don't know. I assume it's something that burns very close to the sun, something sizzling. I don't know. She didn't really describe. She just said she needs a fire love for her to kiss you. No kissing otherwise. Yeah. And now we kind of see like the other contestants are kind of like commenting now the first 2. So Paula, she thinks So Young is she thinks So Young's okay, but she better stay away from any guy that Paula wants. So Paula's like, hey, So Young, stay away from whatever man I want. And you and I won't have a problem. And we kind of see that little fierce competition coming in and kind of like the claws or whatever. And then we have April W. So we've got April J and now we have April W. April W is 43. And immediately as soon as she spoke, I thought Southern Belle. Like, she was giving Southern Belle. I think she's actually African American, I would say, but she's a very light complexioned woman. So she might not be black, but I assumed she was black. And at this point, I just realized that, hey, the casting has essentially given us the most diverse looking group of people ever. We've got, a white woman, a Latina woman, an Asian woman, and a potentially black woman. It's basically a group that you'd see in a diversity poster for a university. Like, hey, come here. We are very diverse. So April W., like I said, she's 43. She's got 2 sons. And she is looking to have fun and date a younger man because all the older guys now are in their pop phase. That's basically what she says. And she says, I'm not ready to be grandma. When I'm ready to be grandma, I'll be grandma. But for now, I want to have fun. And all the men my age and older, they're giving granddad. That's not attractive. She's like, ew, no. Then we have Charlene. She's 46. She just said, I'm from Jersey, and she now lives in Hollywood. She unfortunately lost her daughter within the recent year. This show is being filmed in 2023, by the way. And she had recently just lost her daughter, and she said, I'm on the show to find love. Like, she says, my daughter would want me to find love, and I'm here to put myself out there, basically. And hey, she says, ugly guys with good personalities are not welcome. You better be hot and have a great personality. Otherwise, we're not going to gel. So that's Charlene. And then we have Kelly. I need to take a breather for Kelly. Kelly, not spelled Kelly, spelled Kelle. And she is 50 years old. And she says she goes by the nickname Disco Mommy. That's her alter ego. When I was watching the show, when I saw April J, I immediately thought April J is going to be the wild character of the show, especially when she hit us with that, I don't think my sons know that I have a high bar. Until I met Kelly and I watched the show and I realized that Kelly is the wild one. Kelly is the wildest one of them all. Also, guys, just to be transparent, I only watched 1 episode. I'm not watching the rest. So, hey, things could have changed in later episodes, but as of season 1, episode 1, Kelly is definitely that wild girl. Other contestants would describe her as having a big personality. She has 6 kids, and I would not have thought she had 6 kids. She, not to say that there's a certain look when you have 6 kids, but she looks great. She says people often ask her, are those 6 kids by the same father? And she says, essentially what I got was, she said something like, who wants to have the same baby daddy, or why would they all be from the same baby daddy, or something like that. So she's giving, like, she likes to have a good time, and she's, really into having fun. And she used to think that, like, age was an issue until she dated someone 14 years younger than her. So she's 50, 14 years, like 36?
Yep.
And she realized that she could teach these younger guys a lot. She's not talking about math. Fill in the blanks. And she was married before and then ultimately got divorced. And from the way that the other women are kind of like talking about her, I kind of initially got the feeling that maybe they're a little like, I don't want to say jealous, but I don't know. It's kind of at first it was kind of giving like, she thinks she's all that. But it changes, and I'm kind of like in agreement with them. So we'll park Kelly there for now. There'll be other comments about Kelly. Then we have Shanann. I believe she is in, I couldn't really place whether the black women were actually black, but I think Shanann is black. She's 50 years old, and immediately she thinks Kelly needs to take her personality down a bit. She came in and said, Kelly, throwing it down. It's too much. But she's a corporate event planner, and she's here to find love, because finding love on a reality show is always the best idea. A lot of these women wanted to find love, and I think there's nothing wrong with that idea or the premise, but like, the only reality TV couple I still have faith in are Lauren and Cameron from Love is Blind season 1. Everyone else I don't trust. Then we have Stephanie. She's 46. Stephanie she comes in and immediately gives Christian vibes. She's a Christian woman, and she says, I'm here to find love. I'm open to God's plan. That's basically like, she literally says, I'm open to God's plan, and she's looking for a godly man and commitment.
Okay.
That's Stephanie. So those are the 8 women on the show. And let's get further into it. So the women come in and they're all chilling by this pool cabana bar type thing, and they're all having drinks and they're talking to one another, and they're vibing, and we kind of learn a little bit more about the women, and then they get a text. So the show communicates to the people, like the participants, via phone. So everyone got an iPhone, or I think it was an iPhone. They all got a phone, and then anytime something happens, they get a text like, oh, this is going on. So one of the women gets a text that says, oh, it's time to meet the men. And they all have to walk to this like gate-like area, and they all stand in front of it in like a single file going like this, and they're facing the gate, and then like this light comes on the gate or something, and then we kind of see the silhouettes of the men, and it's giving Love is Blind reveal, but like group reveal. So all the women are looking at the silhouettes of the men like, yeah. And I'm thinking, okay. And then the gate opens. Actually, even before we get to the gate opening, so we see the guys kind of coming in. We don't see their faces. They just kind of show their bodies. And then some of the guys kind of make a little commentary. So someone is saying, one guy literally says, my special woman has to be old. That was his line. And he said he's hoping to find a soulmate. And then someone else says they're looking for a mature woman. Someone else said, I love older women that keep up with me because I'm bringing that young energy. Could be like a little rap. I love older women that keep up with me because I'm bringing that young energy.
You're such a poor up.
Very, very poor. And then another guy goes, I'm looking for love. I need a grown woman out here. Let's go. And there's this meme where, I don't know if it's a meme or if it's an actual meme. Like someone goes, let's go. And then that's literally what I was visioning in my head. I'll put that on the screen. But anyways, we don't really see the guys' faces. We don't know who's who. We just get some one-off lines as they're walking in. And then the gate opens at the silhouette thing, and then it's the women's sons. It's their sons. Those are the group of men that they're vying for their sons.
So they're going to be dating their sons?
They're going to be dating each other's sons.
That's weird.
I kind of knew what to expect because when I was doing the research, it did say that, a group of 8 Milfs in a villa looking for love. But the twist is the group of men are their sons.
That's like, it gives the notion that the sons have always been kind of interested in their mothers.
It's giving Freud. It's that whole premise of like a man wants to possess his mother and then competes with his dad. The
thought of it is gross. Let's just move on to these guys that are ready to try.
Oh, it gets worse. If this was like, up here revealing that the contestant, like the participants, have to date each other's sons, it exponentially gets worse as the episodes and seasons progress. But mind you, I did not finish season 1. I stopped at episode 1 because this show is already unhinged. And I only watched this because so far I'd gotten into this thing about watching unhinged TV shows, and I think there's going to be like a little series of unhinged TV shows. So this is show number 2 in this series. So I'm immediately like, bro, that's gross. And, they all knew.
How did the sons react? Like, were they like, woo, woo, see us here? Or were they like, oh my God, my mom, all those kind of things?
It wasn't giving genuine shock. It wasn't giving, oh my gosh, that's really my mom standing in front of me like, this is weird, this is gross, like, what am I doing here? And same for the moms. They didn't really seem too shocked. Like, if I don't have a son, but I imagine if I went on a dating show, if the love of my life was not sitting in front of me, and I was on a dating show, and my son walked out, I would immediately be booking the first flight home because we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
That means they knew that their sons were coming in. Probably each woman knew that, your son is going to be here, but...
It's giving that. It's giving they had an idea that this was going to happen. Because April J in her interview goes, oh, I knew you were coming to Mexico. I just thought you were going to be on a different dating show. And I was like, lady, why don't you put 2 and 2 together?
It's not given like she didn't know. It's...
Yeah, it was too...
It was too fake.
The reaction was too fake. Like, none of them are good actors. Like, I'm going to put their reactions up there so you can all see the faces they made. And one of the guys says, that's crazy, bruh. So, anyways, let's talk about the guys. So the first mom-son duo we see are Joey and Kelly. And Joey has such a baby face that I felt so uncomfortable seeing him on the show. Like, I know everyone obviously has to be of age to be on the show, but Joey is giving straight up baby face. Like, he just looks like he belongs on a playground and not on a dating show, let alone a dating show with his mother. It was just, no, he should definitely go home. And like, he says, whether or not I date a woman depends on how my mother feels about the woman or like her approval. So it's kind of giving like mommy's boy. And there's this whole stereotype about like boy moms on TikTok, and Kelly is kind of giving boy mom. That's them. Then we have Paula and Jose. They both have very strong Latin accents. So I think they moved recently. They haven't lived in America for, like, he wasn't born in America, I think. And Jose gives mommy's hip attachment. Like, he gives attached to my mom energy. That's them. Then we have Harrison and Charlene. Harrison is too giddy. Like, he's the whole time in their like interview, he's panned to his mother like this while she's talking. Like, he's just staring at her and laughing. Like, I think he's giving big mama's boy energy. Like, and the way he's grinning is just no, like, he's just happy to be with his mommy, or he finds this extremely funny. Either or. And Charlene is the only one who kind of looked disgusted at the reveal. She did not seem too enthused. But Harrison is having the time of his life. Then we have Billy and Stephanie. I don't really have much to say about them. We don't really get to see them much in this episode. I think they probably play a more significant role later, but we don't hear much about them. Then we have April, Jay, and Gabriel. Gabriel gives this emo type vibe. His nails are painted. He's got the wild dark hair. the accessories and all, they give very different aesthetics. Like April J kind of gives Barbie, and then Gabriel gives like goth Ken. I don't want to say goth Ken because Ken and Barbie dated, but like, hey, if the shoe fits, this is the show we're on. Then we have Shanann and Ryan. Ryan is eager. Like, as soon as they opened that gate, he might as well have run into the group of women and like picked one and said, you and I were gonna start to know each other. He's very, very eager because he goes, yeah, as soon as the gates open, like he's just like, I'm looking for my draft pick. I'm like, okay. And then we have So Young and Jimmy. Jimmy looks like he's regretting, like, no, not Jimmy. So Young looks like she's regretting all the decisions that led her to this point. She's just like,
why am I here?
Okay. But she's also kind of wild. Like, she's very much, she gives like open kind of mom. Like, she talks about all her stuff and like everything. Like, she doesn't give like strict or like closed off. All the women, I gotta say, they seem very extroverted and very like, you know, open. Some of them are very much more open than others. Like Kelly's up here, if you know, and everyone else is a little more calm. But April J is also quite outspoken. So Young is quite outspoken. Shanann is a little bit more reserved, I feel. Charlene, I kind of feel bad for Charlene. I don't know why she was on the show, because she kind of gives,
I don't know why I'm here.
I don't know why I'm here, but also not very
She's still
secure.
dealing with her loss or something.
I don't know what her Oh yeah, she was with the daughter. I think so. Maybe that's what it is. She's giving a little bit more closed off and kind of like to herself. She's not very open like the other women, and she's not very like
chatty.
Yeah, she's not very. I mean, she's chatty, but like, I don't know.
Like it's forced. Like she doesn't want to be here.
She wants to be here, but she's very unsure of herself.
Oh, okay. So
that's the vibe she's giving.
Is she the oldest?
No. 59 was April J. April J, I think, is the oldest.
That's 59. I thought she was 56.
No, 59.
Oh. Okay, moving on. Charlene, probably she's just been like closed off. Was she ever married or something? Or like I can't remember what you said about her. In terms
let me
of
go back. I can't remember if she was married. I don't think she was.
So her whole story was just like
she just mentioned her daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And funny thing is, with all the women, right, when they're doing their intro posts, like we see like some family shots or like some life shots, and we could see in a lot of their pictures we could see the sun. So I guess that was they showed us the sun's pre-sun reveal. So for the last mom and son combo, we have April W, and I think her son's name is Gabriel. I could be wrong. We didn't really hear much from them this episode, so they're kind of like side characters. But like I said, everyone's...
So you have two Gabriels?
I think so. Gabriel, white Gabriel, and racially ambiguous, probably black Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
So after everyone gets over their fake shock, So Young is already scoping, and she's like, Jose. I like Jose. I think she's into like white men. She basically says I like blondes, I think, or green eyes. So that's but Jose is not blonde.
She felt a fire love from Jose.
She's getting fire signals, yeah.
Okay.
From Jose. I don't know if Jose is sending fire signals or if he knows that he's getting fire signals, but So Young has scoped Jose.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was wondering, like, how were they both recruited for this show? Like, how did it work? Because, like, you're packing your bag. I'm packing my bag. Where are you going? Mexico. Where are you going? Mexico. Are we on the same flight? Where are you going? The premise is a little weird, but whatever. I guess they all knew, or if they didn't know.
Probably they don't stay together. And they just said, oh, I'm going to Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Because I was thinking, like, these people probably rode from the airport to the villa together. And then were told, put your best shocked faces on, okay, ladies and sons? Moms and sons.
I don't think Ryan got the memo.
Oh, Ryan was like, which one of y'all is coming home with me? But, like, I just thought that this show was a little bit weird because if we had the reverse concept, it wouldn't have aired. It would have never aired. Like a bunch of
left being an idea.
bunch of 40 to 60-year-old men dating 20 to 30-year-old women. That would have never flown. I would have never flown. The English left the chat. It's in Mexico with the moms and the sons. Anyways, so now we're seeing Joey. And Joey, he's like, you know when you have a chicken coop and you got like little chickens and then you open the door and then they sprint off?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's giving that. He's giving,
I've been locked in all my life. Now it's time to...
And he's like, he's just grinning as well. And his baby face and his eagerness is just,
So who is he? Who does he hit on first?
Oh, he's seeing out everybody. He's going...
Including his mom.
Oh, no. Of course not his mom. That would be weird. Why would a bunch of guys be dating their moms?
So he's into who exactly?
So he's kind of into everybody. And we first see him interacting with April J, and she's like feeling him up, and she's like, yeah, and he's like, and she's like, and I'm like, oh. So he's into April, and April's son is like, get the hell away from my mom. Get away from my mom. Do not even look at my mom. Do not breathe the same air as my mom. Get on a flight. Get out of Mexico. Go back to the US. Get on a rocket. Go to Mars. I never want to see you. Take my mom's hands off of you. Gabriel's definitely not into it. But like, what were the producers thinking? Because how can, like, if you're on a dating show, how are you going to be comfortable dating while also seeing your mom be dated and seeing your mom interact? And worse off, we're going to get into it, but like, some of these moms are a little extra. They're too open, in my opinion. I don't know. Hey, families do what their families do. That's none of my business. But now that you've put it on TV, it is my business. And then Jose is attached to his mom. All the other guys are mingling and like, you know, getting to know all the other, like, each other or the other women, and Jose is standing right by his mom. And then Kelly looks at him and she's like, hey, Jose, cut the umbilical cord, you know, because
was she interested in him?
Oh yeah, we'll get into Kelly and Jose, but like, instead of that like idea deterring Kelly, like, he's too stuck by his mom. She's like, when I saw that, I knew that he'd have my back. I knew that he'd stick to, like, with me. I knew that this would be good. I'm like, girl, what the hell? Like, no. But she was into it. She was like, yeah, that mama's boy, I want him. And Charlene is giving insecure energy during this like scene where they're all just kind of mingling. I didn't really see her talking to other people. She kind of seemed like she was by herself, and she was really judgy towards Kelly. Like, she was giving mean girl, like, hater vibes.
What was her son doing?
Who's her son again?
Harrison?
Oh, I think Harrison's just kind of like mingling in the background. We don't really see or hear much from him. I don't know. Maybe he's like standing somewhere grinning at his mom from across the room. We didn't really see him. So now they all get a text. Like, someone gets a text. Usually one person will get a text and then they have to announce it. And it basically says, like, you know, we need to discuss sleeping arrangements. So every mom and son will share a room. Like, okay, whatever.
That just gets worse and worse.
This is not even the half of it. Every mom and son will share a room, and there are 2 like suites with jacuzzis and stuff in them. So to determine who gets those suites, we're going to have a contest to see which mother is most in touch with her son. Please take a guess as to what the contest entails.
Questions?
No, guess again.
Games? Like,
that's a game, I guess.
Undressing her son? Undressing him up or something?
I think that would have been better. I think. Okay. The contest was to see which mom is most in tune, in touch. The key word is touch with their son. And the moms will be blindfolded. and they have to take turns guessing which one of the sons are hers. So all the sons line up shirtless, like horizontally, like this, right? And the moms are blindfolded, and they have to go and
touch them anywhere.
Chest and shoulders.
Only chest and shoulders.
Okay. Belong to my son. Ooh, these abs.
How do you... Oh my God.
Yeah. Again, can you imagine the reverse? The dads have to guess which one their daughters are. That would never fly. Okay, this was uncomfortable to watch. Again, it's giving Freud. But this is like the reverse of like a Freud project. Like the mom now feeling. It's just like no. It was just no.
So who won?
We'll and the winner is the mom. Like the two people who get the rooms are the moms who are the quickest. So each mom takes a turn feeling up her son. Some of them get a little too wild with it. So Young was doing the most. Why is she going up and down like this? And I was just like, bruh. Kelly was like, yeah, I want to find my son, but I want to take my time feeling up all these young men. Yeah, I'm here for this.
She wasn't looking for the room.
Oh, she didn't.
For a good time.
Oh, yeah. She didn't guess her son. She guessed the guy like standing next to her son. And he goes, Mama, I was right next to you. And she's like, that's okay. She guessed Jimmy. So Jimmy picks her up and she's like, he's running with her.
He picks her up. Like, what kind of pickup?
Like a bride style pickup. And she's screaming, whoa, whatever. And like, they're happy. And So Young is like,
wow.
So Young was not happy. She was not happy. She's like, anyways, Stephanie and Billy and Paula and Jose are the ones who win. They guessed.
How did Shannon's guessing go?
Shannon guessed wrong, I think. Not Shannon. Shanann. She guessed wrong.
Shanann. Oh, sorry.
I think she got.
You said who guessed right?
Stephanie and Billy. Did I say Billy?
Yeah, that's her son. Yeah. Stephanie and Billy
and Paula and Jose.
Oof.
I think Paula guessed they guessed under 30 seconds, like which one their son was.
Oh, so that means she didn't go, like, did she go through like a long number of, like, are they?
She was very, like, they were very quick with it. They weren't taking their time like some of the other, like, Kelly people.
Okay, but the positions didn't change. It's not like once it's your son, they move him or like.
Oh, it would have made sense to switch him around because if you knew his positioning, you could have guessed easy. I think they switched, but I didn't really notice that while I was watching the show. So now at this point, Kelly is starting to give like attention seeker. Like, I'm just seeing it. She's making all these flirty comments. She's kind of like the loud one in the group. The most, is rambunctious the right word to use? She's very, hey, it's giving like, girl, tone it down a little bit. But hey, that's her personality. Who am I to judge? And then we see the rooms, and the rooms were lovely. And thankfully, there were 2 separate beds in each room. So it's not like they shared a bed. Thank God for that one.
Was there any partition or is just like...
No, just like 2 beds next to each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can go out and come back and talk about your exploits in the day. I would like to find... Anyway, no worries.
Oh
Let's
my
go
gosh. So then we pan into a new scene. And it's, I think, Kelly, Ryan, and Joey. And they're sitting at like a... outside in the night, just like chatting or whatever. And Kelly is definitely like an energy person, and from the side interviews that some of the like sons give, she like the guys like her energy. They really dig her. She looks good, and they're vibing with her, but the moms are not. Charlene would later describe Kelly as the Barbie of the show, and she says she thinks it's a bit much, and like yeah, she describes Kelly as the Barbie of the show, trying to be like the center of attention type thing. And she thinks it's a bit much and she should tone it down because this is not a game show. Paula would later describe Kelly as wild. Paula and Kelly are not gonna be friends. Those two, the friction of the show, or at least they're planting the seeds that these guys have like friction. But like the guys, what threw me off with the guys' statements, they're like, yeah, she brings like a young energy. And I was like, okay, then go date younger women. Like, why? Make it make sense. Because it's not making sense to me.
They're into their moms, so they have to find people like their moms. I would like to know who Charlene gets with her
Oh.
judgy.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we could Google it at the end because I don't think I heard much about Charlene. But also, Charlene's a little delulu because she's like, I'm hoping to find true love. Ma'am, get off the reality TV show.
True love with someone else's son? I don't think.
I mean, everyone is someone else's son.
Yeah, but I'm like, how would that go with you? So if you find true love and you guys decide to like hitch.
Now she's your mother-in-law and you guys are like age mates. And
you guys were on the show together, so you...
Hey, it'd be a great Christmas story or every time the family gathers, remember that time in Mexico when we're dating each other's sons?
Yeah, but then the son her son is still going to be in your life kind of thing, and it's just too sticky. Man.
I don't know what the long-term plan for this show was. Maybe it was just something to record for viewers and whatever. But anyways.
Maybe they're just maximizing the Milf theme.
I think so, because it's a very provocative and, dare I say, scandalous show. So they're sitting at this table, Kelly, Ryan, and Joey, and Kelly is putting it on. She's laying it thick on Ryan, and they're really flirty with each other. And she basically invites him back to her room, and she says, Joey, pretty much like, find somewhere else to be. Like, I'm gonna go have fun. And she's like, I'm not shy to do things. Like, I will do things. And Ryan is like, hey, if she wants me, I'm gonna give her. You know, it's day one, but he's been eager. She is eager. But Joey is like, no, hell to the no. So it shows them walking into like the room, Kelly's room, and Joey's in there. He's like, nah. And Kelly's like, you're cock blocking me. And he's like, you're not about to touch my mom. You just met her 6 hours ago. Get away from us. So basically, I don't know how it's supposed to function where the moms are supposed to, look for...
How are they supposed to plan They should shuffle and decide who they want to be with. They should do like, what do you call those shows? There are these reality shows where you choose who you're going to be in the room with.
Oh, so then they choose and they rotate like, oh, I'm going to share a room with Ryan.
Today, and then...
that would have made more sense, honestly.
Yeah, because being with your son... Yes, except if your son finds someone at the same time you're finding someone, where would he sleep? Will he be waiting outside while you guys are getting your freak on?
There's 2 separate beds. I wouldn't be shocked if people are getting their freak on with their... Oh, girls, we're not going to continue down that thought. Nope, we're not going to... Nope.
This show gets progressively worse.
As someone with a mom, I don't think this show should have ever seen the light of day, but hey, here we are. So then we go into the next day, and Jimmy, who is So Young's son, is sitting at the beach. I think he's talking to Gabriel, and he's basically saying, like, I'm really into Paula. He likes her teeth, he likes her hair, and he loves her feet. He says, I would love to paint her toes, and a bunch of other things that I'm not going to repeat because I was scarred and disgusted. That was absolutely the... Yo. So I guess he's got a foot thing. Whatever. This is a very unhinged show. Whoever made this show needs jail time. And they need to...
They probably are into their mom.
Ew. Oh. So Jimmy asks Paula if she'd like to go on a date. He's very for it, and I think he's also like he's very like respectful, other than like the whole toe discussion that was very uncomfortable. But he basically asked Paula if she'd like to go paddleboarding with him. So they go paddleboarding, and her hip accessory of a son is not pleased. Jose is not happy with the fact that his mom has gone off paddleboarding with this man. None of the sons basically want their moms to be dating. None of them want to see it happen. Let alone now they're watching it and they know what these guys are thinking and what they want. And the moms are also very like out there and up there, especially if you're Joey. I feel bad for Joey. That baby-faced...
But I thought he was into someone.
He's into someone, but also at the same time, he's watching his mom. They're both a little too eager. I think they're both too eager in my opinion. But anyways, Jose basically was like, I hope my mom is not naive like she used to be or something. And I was like, why are you calling your mom naive on live TV? Because my mother will never let that fly. If I'm in public, I better only have good things and great things to say about my mother. I'm not going to sit there and call her naive, and she takes that well. But so now that Pola has been stolen off. Jose is by himself, unprotected, all alone, a little birdie. And who should come to his rescue other than, take a guess.
What's her name? The one that was so into him. What's her name?
So Young?
So Young. Yeah.
No, take another guess.
Oh wow, Shannon.
Not Shanann. We've talked about her extensively already.
Wow, Charlene.
No. She was in the bedroom with another man last night. Or trying to
Kelly.
be. Yes.
Oh wow.
Kelly swoops in and says, oh yeah, opportunity given. His mom is gone, so I can get in.
I thought it was So Young that would have taken an opportunity with her fire love.
That would have made sense, but So Young wasn't in this scene. I didn't see her. So it's just Kelly and Harrison. No, not Harrison. Kelly and Jose. So Kelly is very forward. She's like, basically like, I'm really into you. Let's talk since your mom's not here. Let's get to know each other. And Jose is like, oh my gosh, her assertion is very, very attractive. I like her. I like this, go-getter personality that Kelly has. She wants me, she can have me.
I think it would have been perfect if it was So Young because Jimmy is with his mom. And
oh my gosh,
like,
ew. What kind of in-law situation is this?
Fire love.
I guess. They both found their fire love. He finds his fire toes and whatever. So anyways, they're both really into it, like each other. They're both into it. Kelly and Jose. Mm-hmm. And Jimmy and Pola are talking about it, and he's asking her, like, what do you think? And she's like, oh, no. Hell no. She is definitely not his type of woman. He is not into it. Like, I know my son. He would not go for her. That's not happening. She doesn't think Kelly is right for her baby boy. She says, I don't really know Kelly a lot, but what I see and what I feel is that she's really wild. And I really believe she's gonna bring drama to my family, to my son, and to the relationship I have between Jose and myself. So she's not feeling Kelly at all. She wants Kelly to get the hell away from her son. What she doesn't know is that baby boy is really up into it. And, and Kelly has basically said, Jose is mine. I will fight for the man I want. No one's gonna stand in my way.
I'll fight for someone else's son.
Oh, she wants that man. She wants that boy. She has set her eyes on that boy, and that boy is hers, according to Kelly. According to Pola, her son would never be interested in that kind of woman. That is not his ideal woman. So she moved on from
Ryan so fast.
Oh, Ryan was yesterday's news. She didn't get to do what she wanted with Ryan because Joey blocked it. So she's like moving on.
So Joey won't block her this one. Wow.
I don't know where Joey is. He's probably off somewhere with April. I don't know. So Pola is very delulu. She does not know her son like she thinks she does. And she says this is never going to happen. It is so much. But literally that's where the episode ends. So just basically with like the two women basically both stating that I want what I want or I'm not going to stand for this. And yeah, thankfully that was it, because I don't know what more they could have put that would have shocked me at this point. The show was very unhinged, and I was very grateful that it was only 45 minutes and that there was no more.
It's the kind of show you have to watch on 2x speed so that you can let it go as fast as possible.
And it gets even worse. So I Googled what happened. And by Googled, I mean, because I couldn't really find like a concise summary or something that was just very direct, I went to ChatGPT and I said, ChatGPT, tell me what happens in episode 2 of this show. Mm-hmm. And ChatGPT said, this content may violate our terms of use or usage policies. I guess even the AI was disturbed. It said, girl, I can't tell you what goes on.
Oh my God.
No. But because ChatGPT is AI, it will give you the information and then immediately realize that, I should not have put this online, and it will delete it all. But I got the screenshots. So if I was scarred, we can all be scarred. It reads, in season 1, episode 2 of Milf Manor, titled Your Milf Should Know, the show intensifies its provocative premise with a challenge called the Wall of Secrets. In this activity, each mother-son duo anonymously submits a personal schmexual secret and then attempts to guess which confession belongs to their family member.
Wow, that's so gross.
This is only episode 2. Oh God. The revelations lead to several uncomfortable and dramatic moments. So Young discloses that she had intimate relations with her son's best friend, which leaves Jimmy very distressed.
Fire love?
Yeah, fire love. Shanann learns about her son Ryan's involvement with a... How do I say this without saying too much? He had a party with 7 women. Fill in the blanks yourself. And Paula exhibits jealousy when her son Jose shares a romantic sunset kiss with Kelly, leading to tension between the women. Yeah. The episode is marked by emotional confrontations and escalating conflicts, highlighting the complex dynamics of the show's unique setup. So that was episode 2, and we will not be going into whatever rest of the episodes. So I'm going to spoil the rest of the show because I will not be sitting through this unhinged piece of content any more than I have to. I will not suffer. So Paula and Ryan leave the show as a couple, but they apparently break up.
Wait.
Ryan, who was going to the bedroom with Kelly.
Wow.
They leave as a couple. Kelly and Jose leave as a couple, but they broke up. I was like, did Paula have something to do with this breakup? Perhaps. And Kelly comes back for season 2.
Wow, she's hungry.
Yes. And there is a season 2, unfortunately. And Stephanie and Gabriel left together, but I guess they also broke up. So basically, I don't think anyone lasted.
Which of the Gabriels? The white or the black guy?
That's a good question. I don't know. Either of them. I don't know. It didn't last. So then the show
April J didn't go with anyone.
Nah, it seems like they didn't. To be honest, I could have researched a little more, but I was so disturbed. There's just
be too. Especially knowing. I think it's worse being a guy and seeing that because I don't know what guys think about their moms like that because it's really weird.
Ugh. It is. Oh. In season 1 of...
Well, for a show like that to have aired and had a second season.
Oh, yeah. People
suspicious.
Watched it.
People may have lapped it up a lot.
I'm probably... So... April J... She developed a connection with Joey, the 22... He's 20!
He's 20!
Yeah, April developed a connection with Joey, the 20-year-old son of fellow contestant Kelly. Their relationship progressed throughout the season, culminating in a heartfelt conversation during the finale. April expressed her desire to remain friends, and they mutually agreed to part ways amicably. Mm-hmm. Apparently, at some point in the show, the daughters also show up of these women, and then, I don't know, apparently Joey or Jimmy played the long game. One of them maybe ends up with an April's daughter or something. I don't know. Hey, this was already wild enough as episode 1. So that's what happened.
She just have called it a family manor because
So tell me what you think season 2 is about.
Same theme, probably. Yeah. And more Milfs coming in and then maybe this time maybe not their sons.
Oh. Season 2 comes back with a twist. Fathers and sons competing for the same group of women.
Oh my God. So is it father and daughters? Is it mother and daughters or just fathers and sons coming for just the
fathers
MILF?
And sons coming in for the MILFs? Because it is called Milf Manor, right? So now the fathers and the sons are both looking at the women like, yeah, we want that. And they have to compete. Father and son. Anyways, if you have any show suggestions that you'd like me to watch, please leave them in the comments. Also, thinking back to that,
this just gets worse.
This is information I cannot erase from my mind, so now you can't erase it from your mind either. But if you have any shows that you'd like us to discuss, please leave them in the comments. Speaking of that, what's your daddy's? Not speaking of. Going back to Who's Your Daddy, there's actually a maternal version called Who's Your Mommy? If you want me to cover that one, let me know down below. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps.
Bye, guys.
Bye. This is a kosher show. This is a PG show. We're not going to say... Okay, I swear on this show. I don't know why I'm starting suddenly saying it's a PG show. She's a fire love and doesn't... This is what she says. She's a fire love and has... Why am I getting it confused? Okay. She says, I'm a fire love and has to have fire love to have sex. And she's from New Jersey. No. Is there a Jersey and a New Jersey? Are they different places?
I think it's just New Jersey. I don't think it's a Jersey.
It's giving Freudian? Freud?